Hey there, how's it going everybody? Dan here with plantabundance.com. Just want to share this with you. I'm getting another purple tree collared mini forest set up here. As you can see, this plant here is about a foot tall. So these three plants I plugged into the ground about 2.5 weeks ago, and as you can see, they're hovering at about 2 feet now, so they grow really quick. Now really is the time to get these established. We're about 6 weeks away from fall, and starting fall, as the weather starts to cool down, these things just take off like you wouldn't believe. I've still got a bunch of potted up cuttings over here. These are in 1-gallon containers, and honestly, I neglect these quite a bit. They really don't require all that much care. And what I mean by neglect is, although these are parked in the shade over here under this pine tree, there were periods of time this summer where I didn't even water these for maybe a week at a time. And they showed signs of stress, but in a way, I like to stress these out a little bit. It seems to create a more resilient plant. That's once it's established a nice root system in the pot. So, you know, I really love establishing this plant, not just for the delicious greens they put off all year long in my Zone 9B, but also it makes a great chicken fodder, chicken shelter, as I've spoken of in the past. And if you're wondering if it grows well in containers, yeah, they've been growing in this wine barrel here. So if you are in the colder climates where it snows, these may die back. They could still come back, not in every situation, but you could easily grow these in containers, and you could move these into a greenhouse or a warmer location near a window and hopefully overwinter these without any issues. Another idea for growing these year-round in colder climates where you get below freezing often would be to go ahead and prune these tops off when they reach about 4 to 5 feet tall. And what that's going to do is create more lateral growth rather than tall growth. You could then use like rebar, some PVC, some greenhouse plastic, and if you plant these close enough to each other, you know, with a small amount of those materials, you can make a little in-place greenhouse that you can easily take down when the weather warms back up. And hopefully you'll have success overwintering these. Anyway, just wanted to document this and share it with you now so you can see a couple months down the road as I give you an update how much these have grown and how abundant they get. So I've gone ahead and spaced these out at about 4 feet, not in a row but more of a random pattern. I've grown these as close together as 2 feet. I've staked them up, I've let them sprawl on the ground. I've had success in every way. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll be giving you an update on the progression of this purple tree collared forest. Oh, and before I forget, this is the one thing that I include when transplanting these rooted cuttings into the ground. This is the Nature Solution Mycorrhiza. The whole purpose of this really is to just help the plant with water and micronutrient uptake. It does a great job creating a very resilient root mass of the plant. I use about a 1/4 teaspoon for each plant as I put it into the ground. Besides that, these plants are extremely resilient. I'd go as far as to call them drought tolerant. I've gone weeks and in some cases months with the more mature plants without any watering whatsoever. Also, I've never had to amend any of the soil that I planted these in, and I've planted these in some pretty rough soil conditions. So they're just extremely resilient. It's just another reason that I really do adore this plant. All right, everybody, that's it for now. Take care. I'll be talking to you again real soon.